Recently, I had the opportunity to attend the Black Women Film Network Summit. It is their big annual event held here in Atlanta, Georgia. And when I went in, I felt excited. I was, of course, thinking about navigating the room and who was going to be there. There were people that have been in the industry for literally decades that they honored. And of course, people, that were just like me, pretty much like not just starting out, but they don't have anything that you might be able to see on the big screen just yet. So, or on the small screen, right? Streaming platforms, Netflix, let's say Hulu, let's say all the big ones, right? So that was going on with me. I was there as a volunteer. This is actually my second year attending as a volunteer. So I was happy. I was happy to be there and I knew it. I wasn't as green as I was last year. I wasn't new to the space. They had it in the exact same place, the Loudermilk Conference Center. So I really knew what was going on and I knew a couple of the other volunteers and the women on the board that were leading the committee. Shout out to Risha and Tracy and all of the other people that were there. Fulton Films, they are always so nice and just so gracious to me as an up and coming, as a filmmaker. Period. As a producer. Period. I know people say, "Oh, don't say you're aspiring. Don't say you're up and coming." But either way, it was great to be there, right? So I also, just didn't want to have the questions of, do I belong here? Did I produce enough? Should I be working the room or sitting and soaking? And so I was able to navigate those by, putting my head forward. And I was like, I have to be led by the Holy Spirit. Like, Holy Spirit, you're going to have to instruct me what to do. And also, I had a job to do. And since I had a job to do, I was more focused on making sure that everybody felt seen, everybody felt like they knew where they had to go. I had the job of really walking the panelists for some of the panels upstairs to their rooms and making sure that they felt comfortable there and they were ready to give the information that I would say young people, but also people that are new to the industry needed in order to navigate those spaces. So it was just great. Well, I also was able to see, people that I have been following for a long time. I would say since even 2019. A producer and filmmaker, writer, everything. Honestly, she does a lot. Um, I was able to see her, and at first I was like, do I ask her about, this thing that I want to be on or not? But I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. But no, actually I did do that. What am I saying? I actually did. At first I was just like, "Oh, it's so good to see you. Congratulations on your award." But then it was just me and her in the restroom and I was like, I have to ask her like a bold question because there's this something on social media, a trend you can say going around, and it talks about getting 1,000 rejections, right? So I have a running list of questions that I'm not really questions, but of things that I'm doing and asking people so that I could get to this 1,000 rejections. But I really haven't gotten many rejections yet. I've really gotten, I wouldn't say ghosted, or maybe I would, because some people just have not responded, or some people have responded and said, "Yes, I'm willing to meet with you," but they didn't meet with me. I actually had an amazing meeting with one of the people that, I was like, I put on my list to just put myself out there and reach out to for an informational interview. And now I'm going to be working with that person. So, anyway, so when me and, back to me and the filmmaker, we were in the restroom and I asked her something. And in retrospect, I want to give the advice of really knowing how you can serve people. And that's usually how I am. I mean, I went to that event as a volunteer to be able to serve the Black Women Film Network committee. But when I asked the woman the question, because it was I would say spontaneous, and, I was just like, I have to ask her something. I have to ask her something that I can get rejected for. And it really wasn't a rejection because I didn't really ask her something that she can do, but I asked for how I can do something in general. And it wasn't going to be through her. You know, um, and she gave me some advice, which, I can still take. So it was a win win. It wasn't the answer that I was looking for, that I hoped to get, but it was an answer. And I put myself out there. And they say that it's like rejection therapy, I believe, that, just learning how to really toughen yourself up to be able to face rejection, because it's going to happen a lot in this industry. You're going to be rejected, and that's just part of the job, right? Especially if you're an actor or actress out there, it's just part of the job. Everybody is not going to believe in you the first time you put yourself out there, but you keep on going, you keep on going. And I mean, the biggest actors and actresses of today say that it is, sometimes it's not even you, it's timing, it's alignment, it's, who is there and the right person to be able to do that job at that time. So don't think that it's you. Get those thousand rejections, even if you can get to it. It's most of the people that do these thousand rejections, they have a hard time getting to rejections because people say yes. So that's one thing though that I would say is, when you're going to these high level industry summits, be prepared with questions that you want to ask the people that you may run into. You may not have an opportunity to talk to them, but just in case you do, have your questions ready. And I would even say maybe target about 4 to 5 people, because 9 times out of 10, especially at the Black Women Film Network Summit, it's so small. It's a big summit, but it's also intimate, to where if you look who's going to be on the panel, you look up their bio, you look up their history, and you have a specific question for them, that's not something that they need to give you, right? Something that is literally a piece of advice, some way that you can serve them, or, something that will let them know that you are thinking about being the best producer you can be, or being the best, writer you can be, right? So make sure that you do that, because it was in those moments, right? That moment that um I realized, you know what? I'm not just here as a support. I'm not just here as a volunteer. I'm here actually bringing something into these rooms, my eye, my voice, my experience as a young Black woman in film, right? So I know there were some students from Spelman there, which I really appreciated. Those, young girls, my glow girls. There was even some volunteers that, went to Spelman. I met a student, a current student that's in the film program there, and she was amazing. She was like, I don't have I haven't done anything yet. You know what I mean? But she was on her way. So don't be afraid to go there and, not have anything in your under your belt, but use it as an opportunity to network across. Amy Aniobi says it. Issa Rae made it popular, but, don't just always look to network up, to network with the panelists, to network with the people that are there. But absolutely, another tip that I would give is to network with the people that are in the room with you. I met a awesome filmmaker that I look forward to. We've already been back and forth. She sent me her podcast that she's going to be on. I can't wait to get together with her. We said before the year is over, we're going to work on something together. Likely a short, because she has a short idea. I have some ideas that I need to finish writing. And so yeah, so I met some great people just face to face. I even met somebody that went to Hampton that I hadn't known before. It was about 2 people there that I had known from before, um, who one of them is on the committee and another one is a writer. And so, but this other woman, she works for Bossip. And it was great to meet her. And I actually saw her at another event later that week. So make sure that you find people even that you could have went to school with, right? And you know like I said, figure out the questions that you have, figure out what you want to do, what you want to get out of it, even what you're looking for, right? I'm looking for writers. I'm looking for people that, are working at larger companies. I met somebody that worked with Tyler Perry Studios. And I did reach out to her. I haven't heard back yet, but I'm not letting that discourage me. I know that I can, just try again. And you know what? If she doesn't reach out, I've met other people there that I can stay in touch with, and I'm not going to give up. And I don't want you to give up either, right? Because we have to keep going regardless. And I'm grateful, like I said, for all the people that I met. If I met 10 people, maybe five of them respond, maybe two of them respond, but you still have to go to these summits. You still have to go out there and bring your positive energy and come as yourself. Know that you add value no matter what stage of producing that you're in. So, if you're a Black woman who loves film but feels outside of these rooms, you're who I'm talking to. I want to keep going into spaces like this and bringing conversations back here so that you don't have to wait to be invited to grow and to glow. So please comment summit if you've never been to one but want to. So I know who I am making these videos for. Remember, you are watching Brown Girls Glow live. I like to come on here and speak about my journey as a film producer, up and coming, but but not for long, right? I'm not aspiring. What to say, I'm just a film producer. And you can check out more of my videos at Mia Hall TV on YouTube. And I'm also on Instagram, on social media. We are on TikTok at Brown Girls Glow 19. My production company is called Parables from the Projects Productions. So make sure you check out at Parables from the Jecks on Instagram and Parables from the Projects on Facebook. Thank you for joining me. I can't wait to see you next time. And until then, keep growing, keep elevating, and keep glowing. Take care. This is Mia Hall, author of Glow Girl, and I will see you then. Peace.